It's very clear from the JCOP and HSG 168 that fire doors are a fundamental element of keeping site operatives safe on construction sites. In order to do so, the fire doors need to remain compliant and operative for the whole duration of the project. So to date, timber has been primarily used for all temporary fire doors on construction sites. However, inherently there's a challenge with timber in that it degenerates with the rigours of construction and very quickly becomes non-compliant, and therefore requires a high amount of maintenance, time and cost. And then secondly, ultimately once it's finished with, it's disposed of, so it's not reusable, resulting in a high amount of wastage. So ultimately this is how Tempus was born. Ultimately the market required a temporary fire door that was robust and strong and could withstand the rigours of construction, remain compliant for the duration of the project, was able to be reused and relocated so it could impact sustainability in a positive way, and then ultimately it needed to provide a cost benefit to the construction environment. In reusing a product, ultimately it's reducing the amount of cost that's incurred on a repeatable basis over a long duration. So Tempus, as you can see here, ultimately is a strong steel fabricated cassette unit. So it's got a C-section frame, a sheet steel door leaf with an integrated vision panel, and then all of the parts are modular. So ultimately the door system is very, very quick and easy to install and remove, transport and relocate. And then worst case, if there was any damage, as we know, construction sites, anything can happen, ultimately the parts can be replaced. So no door is a write-off. Parts can be easily purchased and assembled into the door set unit for it to be reused and have a new lease of life. So as I've mentioned, Tempus is really easy to install. So it's actually fundamentally different to a timber door in the sense that a timber door is installed into the opening. Tempus, however, is actually surface mounted onto the substrate over the opening. So this makes the installation very quick and easy, and ultimately enables the door system to accommodate any variance in structural opening. So we have this frame section here which can accommodate any plus or minus dimensions based off the design structural opening. So the door set comes to site exactly as you see it, is offered up to the opening, it covers the opening and is surface mounted into the substrate, whether that be concrete, blocks or flexible wall construction, plasterboard and stud. And then from a certification point of view, so this Tempus door system is tested and certified as an E60, so that's a 60-minute fire-rated door system, and has the option to have a drop-down seal for it to be smoke rated as well. So that covers 99% of eventualities on site from a certification point of view, FD30, FD60, and the option to make it smoke rated. So now just looking at some of the features and the characteristics of Tempus as a door system. From a components point of view, it's designed with longevity in mind. So the hinges are cycle tested up to 2.5 million cycles. And then the closer is a very sophisticated closer, and that can actually be adjusted to change door closing speeds, and even has the ability to be able to hold open as well. Again, just trying to make the user interfaces as easy as possible and enable the door to have a lifespan as long as possible. The vision panel, as I mentioned already, is replaceable, and then as standard integrated within the door leaf, we have a deadlock. So the door system can be closed and locked off overnight or weekends on site. To enable that, you require a Eurocylinder, which can be procured separately and installed into the door leaf. So it enables you to be able to sweep the Eurocylinders and enable easy management of keys. So just focusing for a second on the actual fire rating and the characteristics in the door. The actual door is designed to be an unlatched fire rated door, meaning that the door doesn't actually have a handle that you have to pull down to be able to open it. It just purely requires a pull or a push. To enable that, we've actually got a Sierra locking system on the frame. So in the event of a fire, the Sierra locking system activates and interlocks the door leaf with the frame, providing its fire rating and its ability to withstand the fire for up to 60 minutes. And then finally on the frame. So the frame is actually designed with slot fixing holes. So this is a smaller mock-up. On the larger ones, the slots are up to 120mm. What this enables you to do is when fitting the door initially on site down to the slab, you can actually lift the door when it comes to the phase of screeding or installing your floor finishes, enabling you just to simply lift it and not completely remove the door. Again, just making the installation and the site operative team interface that much easier. And then finally, from a finish point of view, it's designed as standard as red, being that it stands out. It says everything about safety from a fire perspective, and it's easy to see and notice from a fire escape point of view.